Hi, I'm Dima, and I'm making a game console with a punch screen.
What?
Okay, let me explain. This is Carl, by the way.
Yeah, baby.
So this is obviously a touchscreen.
Change. Right now, kind of hung up just a little bit. Oh, I moved the map. I didn't know I could do that. No way.
We're all familiar with and probably spending too much time touching it than we should have.
What? Oh boy, I need a cigarette.
And those fluid surfaces are tangible media invented by MIT about 10 years ago, but unfortunately never got into any sort of useful product. And at one point I realized that this thing might be a really interesting screen for a game console, and since you can pop it, it would be funny to call it PunchScreen. So for the last 2 months I've been working on a prototype and I'm really close to get it working. But first things first, when I was a kid, one of my favorite games was a very geeky DOS game called Snake Battle by Gamers. You can play it here in your browser. The essence of the game was that you had to program your snake and put it into arena to compete with other snakes and biting off each other's tails.
Speaking of tails, why don't I have one?
Over time, there were multiple similar platforms, like Robocode or Snake Battle, and they all were inspired by one of the first games for programmers, Zebra Robots.
Huh? I can't see any robots. Where?
But Snake Battle was brilliant because it let you draw the brains of your snake in 9 slots of 7x7 cells, creating a visual language that was super accessible. Even as a kid, I knew that the best champion snake had the same limitations, and I felt like I could actually compete with it. Compare that to purely programming games with full Turing-complete languages, where the best snakes are monstrous neural networks that nerdy researchers slave over for months. Competing with those? Way less motivating.
Are you chicken?
So I wanted to recreate that old school thing in hardware, but instead of making another Arduino screen type of project, I wanted to go a little bit more bananas. So why not just making a snake pop out of the screen as it slithers? And that is how I came up with the idea of the punch screen. I also got inspired by flip-dot displays, which were popular in train stations during the 60s and the 70s as a low-power visual boards. Their mechanical charm is fascinating, and I wanted to bring that kind of aesthetics to my project.
That sounds like something that'll break in 5 minutes.
Sounds like something we'd have to figure out. Here's the plan. A physical board of 20 by 20 cells. The original game had 25 by 25, but it's a little bit too much for us. Each cell is a bistable plunger on solenoid that can either pop up or lower down. You can press them as physical buttons. On the cap of each plunger, there are 16 RGB LEDs to display snakes or other game objects. And the whole thing is quite compact, say 15 by 15 centimeters.
Hey, can I play Tamagotchi on it and starve a cat to death?
Pretty much, I guess. And you're absolutely right, Carl. We can run all sorts of retro games on that, be it platformers, puzzles, Pico 8 stuff, or many more. And we'll need a simulator, so the devs will be able to create games for the console while the hardware is not there. Yeah, that's one more.
How do you know you're not in a simulation? There is no spoon.
Oh, and I haven't introduced myself, right? So I have my background in supercomputing and quantum informatics, and for the past decade I've been driven innovation in startups with machine learning, brain-computer interfaces, and biotech. Right now I'm working on cutting-edge wearable devices at Meta. While I'm formally not an electrical engineer, I've been doing microelectronics since high school, but I'm still learning a lot along the way with you.
Amateur. I'm the real pro here. You see the glasses, huh?
So all this channel is about building a very peculiar computer ground up, from mechanical and electrical engineering to firmware, software, emulation and game development. I'll be posting my updates here, and Carl will be helping us with all sorts of tiny and cute things.
Tiny and cute, huh? I'll make sure you regret it, skyscraper.
So this is our first video, and I'd love for you to join us on that journey. I'm writing a devlog and Hackaday.io, link in the description, but if you like that sort of peculiar content and want to see more, please hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.
Hit that button.